The Canon SureShot Supreme is a camera that has fallen through the cracks. It's a 35mm point-and-shoot camera that genuinely surprised me when I picked it up and started using it for my photography work. It really does punch above its weight in terms of the price that you can get it at, the image quality, and... Okay, wait, hold up.
Here's the Canon SureShot Supreme. It's so automatic, you can't take a bad shot.
I can take a bad shot, like my backlit shot.
SureShot corrects backlighting.
The Canon SureShot Supreme has a fixed 38mm f2.8 lens. In ideal conditions, it produces pretty decent images. Actually, no, better than decent. Really good images. It does fall apart a little bit when the light starts to dip away, and the flash it has a pretty aggressive kind of look to it, which I'm not particularly fond of. However, like I was saying, in ideal conditions, when the sun is in the right spot or when there's just a really nice bit of light somewhere, it really does, it does pretty well, I would say. If I had to describe the look of this lens, it has a sharpness to it, which is obviously nice to have, but it does have a low contrast, maybe not contrast, it has a low clarity look to it, which I really like. It really, it speaks to the kind of way that I would just inherently edit a photo anyway, and it works really well with how I like to put together an image. So in that respect, when I get a really good composition, lined up, nice lighting, good colors, I mean, can't really go wrong with this. I've always had a bit of a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with point-and-shoot cameras. The idea of giving away my control of the scene and my settings to whatever the camera thinks it should be is, well, it's not really worked well with me in the past with certain point-and-shoot cameras that I've tried. And yeah, for whatever reason, there's something special about this one. So, on the front of the camera, you have this button which you press, brings up that cover and turns on the camera. You'll know it's turned on when you can see the number of shots you have left. Turn that around, you'll take your photo, blah, 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 and then when you're done, you can close the lens cover thingy and it's turned off. On the bottom of the camera is the flash disable button, and I think a lot of people have problems with it being there because it's kind of hard to push to turn off if you don't want flash in your scene. Hasn't really bothered me that much. And just in case anyone really cares, there's a self timer on the top of the camera. Make of that what you will. So, Would I recommend the Canon SureShot Supreme? Well, the short answer is yes, I would. But there is a longer version to this answer, and it's kind of the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. You see, as I grow older, I do feel that it is very important, as we spend so much more time looking at phones and screens, that we touch grass, as the kids like to say, and we use these analog point and shoot cameras, any analog film camera, as a way of disconnecting from this digital malaise that we find ourselves in. And I will say that I'm very lucky that I got good results from this camera, given it is a 40-year-old camera. I'm surprised that it still works. You know, it has 80s electronics inside it, and maybe that does actually say something about the way things were built back then. It's still working, and I'm glad that it is, because there will be a day where these point and shoot cameras are going to stop working. It's a precarious thing, right? Like, there can only be so many of these cameras left, and you can't really repair them. You can only replace them with something that is equally precarious. So what am I really trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is that using a point and shoot camera like this was a good reminder that it is about the process, not just the resulting image. I used to have this mindset, and you know, I'm not trying to downplay the sentiment of the, you know, cameras are just tools, it's all about the output, blah blah blah. Like, there is room for that, obviously, but there is still something to be said about the way that photography can make you feel, and just going out and pursuing something creative, even if you don't necessarily get anything good back in return. You know, the photos that I've taken with this camera over the past 6 months, like, they're not anything exceptional in my opinion, but the fact that I went out and got the photos with a fun camera and I had fun, you know, that was important too. And everyone should feel like they're having fun taking photos, because if you're not having fun doing it, then why are you doing it? There is a dog there. He is so confused about why there is a giant light right here. So, should you pick up the Canon SureShot Supreme? Well, if it is a camera that you've been looking for something different, have a little bit of fun with, nothing too serious, then I would absolutely recommend it. But don't get it twisted, there are so many cameras out there that could allow you to see the world in a new way and to have fun. But for me personally, all it took was this one. Anyway, that's it from me. I will see you in the next one.
You can't take a back shot.
I can take a back shot.